Good morning, everyone. My name is Dimitri, and today I'm going to be talking to you about biofuels. Have you ever heard of global warming or the release of greenhouse gases in the environment because of our vehicles? The problem isn't our vehicles, it's much deeper. Perhaps it could be the source of energy used for the transportation, fossil fuels. Fossil fuels is one of the number one sources of energy on Earth that is slowly killing us, believe it or not. When we dig up oils and rocks within our environment and convert it into energy, this releases gas that cause our ozone to deplete. Gases such as carbon dioxide, or also known as CO2. This depletion of our ozone exposes our lithosphere to more of the sun's rays. Biofuels. Biofuel is a fuel created by organic compound into a usable source of energy. With biofuels, the carbon dioxide within the environment is being recycled through something called the carbon cycle, rather than releasing new carbon dioxide into the environment, which we don't want. In the carbon cycle, decomposing matter, living organisms, and combustion, the burning of objects, all give off CO2. The green plants absorb these gases through photosynthesis. Biomass are made when animal waste, crops, or CO2 from the environment is broken down into methane gas. The gas then gets put into a generator and electricity is made. With proper use, the amount of gases should be less than fossil fuels. Biofuels are considered renewable because although it still releases gases into the environment, it reuses the carbon dioxide within the environment and puts it back into the environment at a reduced rate. Global warming is a major problem that soon one day will damage and completely submerge our shores. One thing that is holding this back from happening right now is our ice glaciers. Ice glaciers hold 68.7% of our water on Earth. In a city with high dense population like Toronto or even Brampton, everyone is driving emitting gas into the atmosphere. With fossil fuels, in cities like this, biomass energy would play a major role in to help cleaning up the environment. Cities that have high population densities and cities that have high pollution rate can possibly affect women's pregnancy. Women who are pregnant are more likely to have miscarriages. Not only does miscarriages occur, but it reduces the amount of boys born and increases the amount of girls. This will cause many people to want to move out of the country simply because they care about their health and they want to start a new family without any health concerns. Some countries that have been known for their high pollution is China. In some parts, the pollution is so bad that you can see thick toxic smoke floating around in the air. Many of you will ask, why so much smoke? But all this pollution mainly comes from burning coal from factories. In colder seasons like winter, the pollution becomes even worse because families rely on gas and burning coal to stay warm throughout all those harsh weathers. Another country that suffers from this is Iraq. Heavy metals such as mercury and the explosions of weapons from war all get released into the environment. All of these manage to increase the cancer rate and again cause birth defects to the infants. The carbon cycle is important when it comes to biomass and biofuels. The carbon within our lithosphere is held within our soil. Through soil respiration or erosion, it gets carried into our hydrosphere, then gets evaporated into our atmosphere. The carbon stored in the soil is a component of soil organic matter, plant and animal waste that are also in various stages of decay. Landform regions and climate play a big role in the biomass industry, especially for the primary industries like farming. It needs lots of farmland to contain the amount of animals needed for the excretions and crops to process. Another reason why biofuels are better for the environment is because it's cheaper. It's cheaper to maintain a strip of land and have products coming in for years and years rather than just digging up a hole in the environment with expensive equipment and only using the hole once. One way of mining is strip mining. This is where you mine coal from the surface of the earth to get underneath to where the coal is. This method happens to disturb ecosystems and disrupt the land. Although underground mining seems less damaging to the environment, it still has its negative ways. One is that it causes land above to collapse in on the gases underground, and another factor is that it causes farmlands to flood with water creating wetlands. Not only does biofuels help our economy because to work to get it is easier and many countries could benefit from it because of their farmland, but it doesn't damage the environment and is very inexpensive. Some industries that support biomass is farming, which is a primary industry, simply because most of the ingredients associated with biofuels are all natural, such as animal waste, crops like corn, rapeseed, etc. In conclusion, biomass is the most important solution to humans because everyone drives a vehicle. If we were just to all use biofuels in our vehicle, it will cut down the amount of gas emissions within our environment. Also, it will help preserve other sources for the future.